It has been over a year since the deadly attack on Israel, led by terrorist organization Hamas. Hamas attacked innocent citizens on October 7th, killing nearly 1,400 Israelis and kidnapping 250 people. Here, you see families of hostages calling out for their loved ones at the Gaza border. This attack launched a tragic conflict between Israel and Hamas. 1 year later, thousands of Palestinians have been killed, and Israeli hostages remain in Gaza. Many of these hostages are dead. But this is not where it all started.
I would say that the conflict started around the beginning of the 1900s. There was a movement in Europe called Zionism for Jewish people to go back to the ancient homeland of Israel, and that began an immigration flow from Europe into that region, which at the time was called the British Mandate for Palestine.
Dr. Gabriel Rubin is a deputy chair of the Justice Studies Department at Montclair State University.
For both the Israeli and Palestinian people, I think outsiders don't understand this point is about survival and their own existence.
Caught in the middle, Palestinians have been mourning the death of their loved ones due to the war. Barry, who did not want me to state his last name, a member of Students for Justice in Palestine at Montclair State University, uses his voice to advocate for all Palestinians.
We aren't just abstractly affected by it, we're directly affected by it because our own friends, our own relatives, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, our aunts, our mothers and fathers, they're being killed.
The Students for Justice in Palestine recently held a vigil to remember the lives lost.
The people of Gaza are strong. The people of Gaza are resilient.
The solemn vigil was attended by dozens of students on this warm October night right here at the amphitheater.
We don't stand here and scream our lungs out and cry ourselves to sleep and read out statistics and names so that people can ignore it.
The next day, a pro-Israel group from off-campus came onto MSU to show support for Israel. They were met with counter-protesters, and pro-Palestinian demonstrators came out to defend Palestine. The Jewish community is also mourning their loved ones lost on October 7th.
Obviously, people start with October 7, where basically there was an invasion like you saw in medieval times, where thousands of people invaded villages, military sites, mutilated people, killed a bunch of people, took hundreds of hostages.
Israel has faced backlash from all over the world due to its response to October 7th and the number of Palestinians killed in Gaza and the West Bank. Izzy Rosenstark is a member of Montclair Hillel, advocating for Israel.
I really just support the existence of an Israeli state, but I obviously don't think that should come at the cost of other people's lives.
Rosenstark says it wasn't an attack to Israel's defense forces, known as the IDF.
The IDF wasn't targeted, it was the civilians on October 7th. It was babies in houses.
For Barry, it's about standing up for his family back home.
It takes a toll mentally, emotionally, but we ultimately ground ourselves in the fact that we're doing this for the sole purpose of trying to bring a voice to our people back home.
And for Dr. Rubin, this is all part of a deep-rooted tragedy.
It will take a long time for the distrust to even fade a little bit.
Meanwhile, the war rages on. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Gloria Perez.